Good morning. Good Monday morning. How is everybody? Did you enjoy the extra hour of daylight? I most certainly did. It was wonderful. Good morning, everybody. I hope that you are well on this Monday. We're in the middle of March. We are in the middle of March. What happened? How did all this happen? It's crazy. I'm glad you're here. My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Milton Post, for hosting. 850-771-0049 is the number to call. And if you, again, I want to stress, if you text on the side, please do not use pronouns. Use proper nouns. That helps the host understand what you're saying. God bless you. Thank you for being here. We got a ton of great video today. Some interesting stuff. And some, of course, interesting stories as always. And your thoughts and your comments. Your forecast for today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, high near 72. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, cloudy skies, followed by scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight, low near 65. Chance of rain 40%. And then tomorrow, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms and a high near 77, and the chance of rain is 50%. Presently, it's 61 in Milton, 68 Gulf Breeze, 62 Navarre, and 65 in Pensacola. There you go. Yeah. Spring break. What is that? I don't know, Heather. I don't know. Glad that you're here. And let's get started, shall we? Let's start burning this candle. Hey, I want to say this. Wednesday, I will not be on. Got to do some traveling. I am going to try to do it on Thursday and see what timing is like for Friday. So I will find that out, and I'll post some stuff. So we know I got to travel out of town. So, yep. It is what it is. Work. You got to work. You got to work. All right. Glad everybody's doing all right today. Let's get started. Between February 2020 and November 2020, Robin Peterson stole $20,000 from an elderly victim. May find. Oh, yeah, there he is. Here he is. He looks put together. That's a great hairstyle. That's like Trump after a Wendy rally. He needs a MAGA hat. He exploited the victim by using different tactics such as bullying, emotional and psychological coercion to take the money. He was arrested and charged with crimes against a person, exploitation of the elderly. Escambia County Sheriff's investigators believe that there could be more victims of Peterson. It's believed he could be using different alias to fraud people. If you have been a victim or think someone else may have been a victim, call the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. Don't take advantage of the elderly. We see a lot of that. The suspension of the Garcon Point Bridge tolls are extended through April 9th. Now, we talked about this a little bit on Friday. We knew it was coming, but we didn't know to what extent. So this is interesting because they're extending it to April 9th. The extension allows the Garcon Point Bridge to continue serving as a temporary detour route while the Pensacola Bay Bridge is being repaired from damage from Sally. FDOT recently announced the targeted March 22nd partial reopening of the 3-mile bridge will likely be delayed. You think? Not likely. It will be delayed. But for how long? Is April 9th long enough? Now, they were talking the other day, July 4th. Maybe for July 4th. Maybe in time for Joe Biden's backyard barbecues. Maybe there's a correlation. You can have a backyard barbecue courtesy of Joe Biden, or maybe the bridge might be open by July 4th. But you know, the bondholders on the bridge are freaking out. How much money have they lost? They had to sue Skanska. Everybody's through Skanska. That's the way it should work. They're worthless. Oh, it's Hurricane Sally. They blame Hurricane Sally. I blame you for not tying down your barges. There you go. That's how it works. A man from Idaho reeled in the catch of a lifetime on Pensacola Beach last week, a great white shark. Fishing charter John McLean says it took about 40 minutes to reel in the shark. McLean said he knew immediately it was a great white after looking in his deep black eyes and seeing the recognizable fin sticking out of the water. Great whites are a vulnerable species, one step away from being endangered. They quickly released the shark back in the waters after the catch. I hope you took it way out there. I immediately released it in the waters of, there you go, off Pensacola Beach. Because that's what we need is a great white in Pensacola Beach. Yeah, I know. That seems weird. That doesn't make me go, I'm going to go to the beach today. Since the year 2000, census estimates show that the median household income in the urban core of Pensacola has grown by 85%. Yay! No. You would think that'd be a good thing, but that's a bad thing. Now, the Pensacola City Council wants to know if that growth has come at the cost of forcing long-term residents out of the area, a concept known as gentrification. Councilwoman Sherry Myers put forward a proposal at Thursday night's City Council meeting to budget $200,000 for a city study on gentrification in the urban core community redevelopment area. After a long discussion on the issue, the council voted unanimously to have the city's community redevelopment agency fund the study. So $200,000 out the window. Pensacola's urban core, CRA, covers the entire downtown area south of Cervantes Street from 17th Avenue to A Street. Now, here is the interesting thing, is that you would think that an 85% growth. So data from the U.S. Census Bureau gathered for the discussion Thursday night showed household median income in the urban core area went from $24,535 in 2000 to a 2021 projection of $45,566. Went from 24,000 to 45,000. That's pretty good. That's an 85% increase. However, the same figure shows that the population of Black residents has fallen from 1,346 in 2000 to 924 in 2021. That's a decrease of more than 30%. Now, I find that to be a little weird. Have you heard many complaints? A study to tell them why they got what they wanted. I mean, wouldn't you think that an 85% increase in the median household income is a good thing? Look, we've got a great weather. We've got a nice area, good economy, and people want to move here. And jobs are coming in. You've got all kinds of jobs that have come in. That changes things. But evidently, 85% increase in the median household income is bad. Who knew? Ridiculous. Governor Ron DeSantis made it clear on Friday that President Joe Biden suggests states lockdown to curb the coronavirus spread. Florida will not be part of that. DeSantis says, no, we're not going to do that. And he's right. We shouldn't do that. Biden last night, meaning Thursday, said they may have to impose more lockdown type policies in the future. I can tell you that ain't happening in Florida. DeSantis said, we're not going to let him lock down Florida. The governor argued that with vaccines now available and the vast majority of seniors in Florida vaccinated, the idea of a lockdown will not be entertained. To even contemplate doing any type of lockdown, honestly, is insane. We like the fact that people are able to work here. We like the fact that we've been able to save thousands of businesses and people's livelihoods. And we love the fact that parents have the right to send their kids to school in person. Our governor's awesome, Ramona. He is awesome. But so he is not on board with Biden. May have to do some lockdowns again. If you don't follow the rules, we're going to lock it down. You've been warned. Biden. What a dingbat. Florida Highway Patrol is searching for the driver of a pickup truck that struck a female pedestrian in the parking lot of a Cracker Barrel in Fort Myers last week. Now, when I read it, I went, oh my gosh. I want to show you this. This is not a pedestrian. This is someone in the middle of the parking lot bent over. Now, they're wanting to arrest this guy. They're wanting to grab him. Video footage of the incident shows a white pickup truck towing a utility trailer parked in the Cracker Barrel Old Country Store lot about 11:30 a.m. on March 8th. The woman is seen kneeling in the parking lot at a distance off to the right of the truck. Now, watch the video. Here's the video. Why she is there, I have no clue. If she's tying her shoe, she needs to get Velcro because she's not very good at tying her shoe. Here he comes. Now, boop, boop. Now, she was taken to the hospital. She's okay. But so here's the thing. If you've ever driven a truck like that, it's a pretty big truck. That could have been a blind spot, especially if he wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't expect somebody to be kneeling down in the middle of. Why was she kneeling there in the middle of the parking lot? Look over to the right. There's a patch of grass. Look over to the left. There's trees and grass. Why would you be in the ground in the middle of the parking lot? Anybody? That was on purpose. Why do you think that was on purpose, Butch? Because Jason, because that'd be ridiculous to do that on purpose. I mean, he may have been on his phone. I don't know. But why was she in the middle of the parking lot? Come on. That's ridiculous. That is wild. And so they are looking for him as he drives off. She's like, what happened? Well, you're in the street, you moron. It could have been I don't know. And how he drives, he doesn't even look, and I don't know. But I really have a hard time faulting this guy when Ding Dong is laying in the middle of the parking lot, kneeling in the middle of the parking lot. Not bueno. Now, if I hit a bump, I don't always stop. I drive a little car. I have a little Miata. And if I hit a speed bump, I'm like, what's a speed bump? It's a parking lot. There's speed bumps a lot of times. No, not Cracker Barrel, but don't think about that kind of stuff. I don't know. All right. 850-771-0049. I don't know what you think about it, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, reasonable doubt that he did it on purpose. Well, a Florida man allegedly pulled a pair of severed human ears out of his pant pockets while being questioned in his grandfather's murder. I want you to think about that for a moment. Colby Parker, 30, was accused of fatally stabbing his 77-year-old granddad, Ronald Wells Sr., on Saturday evening inside their home they shared. Parker initially told investigators that he acted in self-defense, saying the older man attacked him with a knife during the fight that the two had while smoking marijuana. He claimed he was forced to turn the knife on Wells, whose body was found on the front porch with multiple stab wounds. But while he was being interviewed in the case, Parker allegedly took his grandfather's ears out of his pants and then lunged at a deputy while trying to grab his gun and taser. Police said Parker eventually confessed that he wanted his grandfather to be with his deceased grandmother. It was his time to go. He allegedly hit Wells multiple times in the head with a baseball bat before repeatedly stabbing him with a butcher knife and cutting off his ears. Now, I am not one for promoting marijuana use. This guy needs more marijuana. He needs to mellow a little bit. Let's bring it down a notch. Have another one. Relax. When the cops were searching his house, they found an apron in Parker's bedroom that had the phrase, "The Family Butcher," printed on it, and plastic bloody human ears attached to it. What was laced in that marijuana cigarette? I don't know. 850-771-0049. It's just insanity. Absolute insanity. Oh, people are crazy. They are crazy. All right. Let's see what else we got here. U.S. Rep. Matt Gaetz called on Florida's governor to remove a sheriff who was sued this week by 4 residents, claiming an intelligence program run by the top cops agency violated the constitutional rights. You see Gaetz here. That's a nice jacket, by the way. I've seen him wear that on Fox News. That's a great jacket. I'm going to borrow that sometime. In a tweet on Thursday, Gaetz, a Republican congressman, said Governor Ron DeSantis had the authority to remove Pasco County Sheriff and should consider doing so. The intelligence program was subject to an investigation by the Tampa Bay Times. So this is very Tom Cruise movie. I don't know what the name of the movie was, but you'll know. The newspaper revealed that the intelligence program used arrest histories and information from police reports to determine which residents were most likely to break the law. Yeah. Nice, huh? Pretty interesting. That is very much a movie. Real life now. 850-771-0049. Here, this is an interesting video. A woman was charged Thursday with criminal trespass and resisting arrest after she refused to wear a mask inside a Galveston bank on Thursday. Is this the one? This is it. All right. So I'm going to kind of jump ahead a little bit here because you got to see this. It's pretty fascinating. So let's get started. Oops.
By the rules, and you have to have a mask on.
This is a state?
It's not. Businesses have the right to refuse service, even if you're not wearing a mask. That's their choice.
My money out.
Awesome. Well, you need to go and get a mask and then take your money out. You're not allowed to do.
I've been waiting here.
Ma'am,
for about 10
listen,
minutes.
we're going to do this the easy way or the hard way.
What are you going to do? Arrest me?
Yes, for intruding on premises.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so she's in there. She's trying to get some money out. She refused to put on a mask. It's state law. You don't have to wear a mask, she says. We said, what's private property? It's federal property. You do if they require it. And she goes, what are you going to do? Arrest me? He goes, yeah. So it goes downhill from there.
Yeah. And you believe in this?
I believe in it.
Do you believe in this?
The laws, yes.
The law says that I do not have to wear a mask.
You can not in public,
My
but you're not in
rights.
public. You're not in public.
Yes.
I'm not going to argue with you about this. This is not a public place. This is a private business. No, you're not. We're going to go outside.
Are you serious?
Do I look like I'm kidding?
Well, I don't know because
Let's go walk outside.
You've got some issues.
I've got issues.
That you're
I don't know, Kim.
taking people's human rights.
Okay.
Good question.
Let's go
Now
outside.
is
Let's
he
go
going to
outside.
shoot me, people? Is
No.
he going to shoot me for trying not to breathe?
Cool.
Come on, dude.
Don't do that. Oh no.
Do not touch me. Who do you think yes, you are.
2010, one resisting.
Back up. Some
It
old
goes
lady
downhill.
is getting handcuffed here. Here, people. Ow!
Ma'am,
Are
put
you-
your hands behind your back. Say it. You don't stop resisting. Stop.
Is anybody gonna, like, get real here? Really?
Relax.
No one's gonna get real? Wow.
Come on.
Oh, you're gonna smash my head to the ground now? Now you're smashing my arm into my private area?
Your private area?
Yeah.
Put your hands behind your back.
All right. So yeah, let me just say this: she's wrong? All right, she's wrong because she refused to wear a mask. If the business requires it, do it. If you don't want to, don't go in. Right? I get that. But this is a little extreme on the police officer's side. Just go to the counter and say, just refuse their service. Arresting someone for not wearing a mask. Yeah, but that's not what they're saying, Jason. They're not saying trespassing. It's because she won't wear a mask. She should have just left. Yes, but I'm telling you that all they had to do is say, we're not serving you. These are the conditions that we will serve you. And they arrest her. They throw her in the cruiser. Now, they do arrest her for trespassing. That's not what they say. Trespass and resisting arrest. They arrested her because she wasn't wearing a mask. Now, here's the weird thing. If you go to the end of the video, let me see this. Find out here. They drag her out. Here's this.
Okay, I've got my dog in my truck.
I got you. I'm 10-4. Send EMS for a 60-year-old white female. She's complaining of foot pain.
Yeah. You
Take a
broke
seat.
my damn foot.
Take a seat.
49, we're out.
Okay.
Take a seat.
Where's your mask? Where's your
I'm
mask?
6 feet away from you.
Oh, well.
So the woman from the bank that called the police followed her out. She goes, where's your mask? What? And then listen to this.
And those people
All
in
right,
there, too.
in there. Get inside.
Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
She goes, where's your mask? She goes, well, I'm 6 feet away from you. She goes, well, I was 6 feet away from people in the bank, too. No, you don't have to have a reason for asking someone to leave your private business. You don't. Do I think that this went off the rails on both sides? Absolutely. I don't know. She was pulling away from him. She wasn't pushing off. She was trying to pull away from him. But look, this is one of those stories, and this is going to get worse, people. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And you're going to find more and more of this resistance, this reaction to masks. And now, not everybody understands. Look, if just because there's not a mask mandate in the state doesn't mean private businesses can't issue that. Because they can. But you got to make sure they understand that. I don't know. Again, this is just like the parking lot. The woman in the parking lot kneeling down, doing Lord knows what. You've got this woman who is, they are sick of losing their rights. You're exactly right. They probably did. They probably did ask her to leave. But just ignore her. We're not helping you. Put a mask on, we'll help you. And if you don't go, give her options. Go to the drive-thru, whatever. But did this come to the point? Should it have come to the point where the officer pushed her down and handcuffed her? Probably not. Probably not. 850-771-0049. As the English language continually evolves or devolves, as the case may be, dictionaries will issue updates to include new words. One online source, dictionary.com, is raising eyebrows with its latest update, adding 600 new words for 2021, among them supposedly, which drives me insane, finna and doom scrolling. The site defines supposedly as an adverb meaning as may be assumed, imagined, or supposed. The word is often heard in South Florida, where locals have long used supposedly in lieu of supposedly. According to dictionary.com, finna is a phonetic spelling representing the African-American vernacular English variant of fixing to. And doom scrolling, which became popular in 2020 amid the COVID-19 pandemic, is described as the practice of obsessively checking online news for updates, especially on social media feeds, with the expectation that the news will be bad, such that the feeling of dread from the negative expectation fuels a compulsion to continue looking for updates in a self-perpetuating cycle. Doom scrolling. The virus gave way to technical words and revised social behaviors such as hybrid learning and elbow bump. With the summer of 2020's racial justice movements, dictionary.com added BIPOC, or Black, Indigenous, and People of Color, as well as revising its guidance on capitalization to give respect to identities and cultures. The presidential election of 2020 also spawned new entries, including second gentleman and deep fake. So there you go. Kim, she did claim that they broke her foot. She did claim, but I don't know. Who knows? But they called the squad for her. The United States top pandemic advisor said Sunday that authorities were considering cutting social distancing rules to 1 to 3 feet, and would move that would change the key tenet of the global fight against COVID-19. We talked about this on Friday, how in schools they were going down to a 3-foot deal, and why was that? So why was it science for 3 feet in schools and not in public? And I guess they realized, hey, we've got a problem. This doesn't look right. So here's here is that Fauci? I know that's Fauci, but I thought I had video of Fauci. Maybe I don't. But anyway, it's just crazy. Now it's gone down to 3 feet. What do you think? 850-771-0049. What happened to my story there? Oh, I jumped sheets there. In a round of interviews on the morning news shows, the government's top infectious disease expert lamented polling showing that Trump supporters are more likely to refuse to get vaccinated, saying politics need to be separated from common sense, no-brainer public health measures. Fauci said it'd be a game changer for the country's vaccine efforts if the former president used his incredible influence among Republicans. Polls have shown that Republicans joining black people and other groups in expressing greater skepticism than others about the safety of the vaccine. Fauci said he doesn't understand the resistance. What's the problem here? This is a vaccine that's going to be life-saving for millions of people, he said on NBC's Meet the Press. Yeah, I mean, I just can't comprehend what the reason is for when you have a vaccine that's 94 to 95% effective and it's very safe. I just don't get it. Well, you think it's safe? Well, Marvelous Marvin Hagler stopped Thomas Hearns in a fight that lasted less than 3 minutes, yet was so epic that it still lives in boxing lore. But he died this weekend at the age of 66 after complications from his COVID shot. Yeah, it's safe. It's safe. Multiple California school districts have discussed using state and federal COVID relief money to hand out bonuses for teachers and staff, with one district even suggesting the money be used for a trip to Hawaii. The internal memos have been shared online by Reopen California Schools, a Facebook group started early on in the pandemic. Clovis Unified School District, located in Fresno, reportedly discussed using federal and state relief funds to give employees a one-time payment to employees, given the extraordinary effort required of every employee over the course of the pandemic. A person involved in negotiations told Zackerson that the district has discussed employee bonuses as high as $6,000 per employee rather than on the students. We have a committee of people who are meeting to brainstorm lots of needs and priorities for the use of newly approved federal and state funds, but no decisions have been made, especially not one to give employees $6,000 each. Dublin Unified School District, located in the Bay Area, has proposed paying its teachers a one-time $2,500 bonus with state and federal aid to be used for, among other things, an airline trip to Hawaii when the pandemic is over. Nice. So, what should these school district funds be used to give teachers big-time bonuses? No. You're getting your Biden money. Take it and shut up. No, they should not go to bonuses for teachers. No, they should not go for trips to Hawaii. That should go to the students. This is why California is in trouble. This is why California was on the verge of bankruptcy before Biden bailed them out. Oh. The worst. A Chicago suburb is slated to become the first American city to offer reparations to their black residents. But now some activists are saying the city's plans don't go far enough to pay for past racial transgressions. Evanston, Illinois, a city about 12 miles north of downtown Chicago, approved a plan in 2019 to financially compensate its black residents to address the wealth and opportunity gaps they've experienced because of historical racism and discrimination. The city plans to pay for reparation payments using tax revenue collected from sales of recreational marijuana. Evanston pledged to spend $10 million on reparations over a 10-year period. City leaders recently unveiled plans for the restorative house reparations, the first round of reparation payments. It would distribute up to $25,000 for housing per eligible resident. To qualify for Evanston's reparations program, black residents must have either lived in Evanston between 1919 and 1969 and suffered from housing discrimination or be a direct descendant of someone who did. However, community activists spoke to WSL say the reparation plans don't go nearly far enough. Reparations are meant to close the racial wealth gap. The program that the city of Evanston is offering does not do that. This housing program is not what reparations mean. It's not all-inclusive. That's according to Sebastian Nall, an organizer for Evanston Rejects Racist Reparations. Just putting money into a loan is not true reparations, said Sarah Bogan of Evanston Fight for Black Lives. Meanwhile, Reverend Mitchell Neighbors, the president of the Evanston NAACP, told Newsweek that no amount of money will ever redress the harm that racism and discrimination caused generations of black families. So there you go. They're getting reparations. Doesn't do the job. It's not enough. It's never, ever enough. Coca-Cola's legal department penned a letter to the U.S., to its U.S. outside counsel on January 28th, stating law firms that want to work with Coca-Cola must commit to at least 30% of each billed associate, and partner time will be from diverse attorneys, and of such amounts that at least half will be from black attorneys. But the ultimate aspiration will be at least 50%, with at least half that amount from black attorneys. For New Matters, a law firm's failure to comply with these diversity guidelines after 2 quarterly reviews will result in a non-refundable 30% reduction in fees payable going forward. Failure to adhere to the requirements could lead to a termination of the relationship between the firms and the soda company. But here's the problem. Blacks only make up 13.4% of the U.S. population. The number of black attorneys in the U.S. is disproportionately low, making up only 5% of the U.S. attorneys. And that's according to the U.S. Bar. So there you go. Robbie says, well, not at this point. It's a trespassing issue about the woman in the bank. As has to be confirmed by both parties. And if she refuses, you would have a case. But it is overboard. Yeah. I get you. Other than, it goes on, by the way, other than complaining she was headed to the door, yeah. Common sense didn't intervene in the case. He should have talked to her and said, hey, look, but I think he approached her wrong. I mean, she was wrong. Don't get me wrong. She was wrong. But I think he approached it the wrong way. Saints quarterback Drew Brees, the NFL's leader in career completions and yards passing, has decided to retire after 20 NFL seasons, including his last 15 with New Orleans. So, bye-bye, Drew Brees. He's done. Sticking with a fork. Now, and I enjoyed watching. I'm a huge Saints fan, but he did a good job. He did do a good job. Coca-Cola has lost its mind. Yep. You're both right. Now, I enjoy Coke. I don't drink as much as I used to, but I do enjoy it once in a while. But they are crazy. That's what happens when you get a woke administration. A powerful late winter snowstorm intensified over the central Rocky Mountains on Sunday with heavy snow and wind leading to airport and road closures, power outages, and avalanche warnings in parts of Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska. The National Weather Service in Wyoming called it a historic and crippling winter storm that would cause extremely dangerous to impossible travel conditions through at least early Monday. Major roads southeast of a line that crosses diagonally from the southwest corner of Wyoming to its northeast corner were closed on Sunday, including roads in and out of Cheyenne and Casper. Big snow. Not here in Florida. We do have some severe weather coming Wednesday. So keep that in mind. All right. Let's continue on. No, what's it? Are they getting rid of the polar bears? Polar bears are gone. They're too white. Black bears. Coke needs to boot black bears. A longtime advisor to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, leading the state's COVID-19 vaccine rollout, has been calling county executives to gauge their loyalty to the Democratic governor amid sexual harassment investigation. One Democratic county executive who was not named by the newspapers was so disturbed by the call from vaccine czar Larry Schwartz that the executive filed notice of an impending ethics complaint with the Public Integrity Unit of the State Attorney General office on Friday. The executive feared the county's vaccine supply could suffer if the executive did not indicate support for Cuomo. So if you don't support the governor, you may not get the vaccines that you need. Nice, huh? How great is that? Stick this guy with a fork. He is done. Schumer's abandoning him. Gillibrand's abandoning him. Pelosi still sticks by him. Biden, let's see where the investigation goes. But this guy is done. The guy who was hailed as a hero in the fall is now done. We will see how long it is before he is ousted. He says he's not going to resign. I will not resign. We'll see. What a waste of flesh. What a waste of flesh. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Sunday pledged swift work by Congress on job and infrastructure package. Oh my gosh. She is now wanting to spend oodles of money on road and infrastructure after just cramming down your throats that $1.9 trillion COVID. The job and infrastructure package will be fiscally sound. Hey, that horse is out of the barn. She said she isn't sure whether the next major item on President Joe Biden's agenda will attract Republican backing. Fresh off shoving it down your throat, Democrats face long and tough battles ahead in winning GOP endorsement of the administration's plans. Road and bridge building legislation has a long history of support from both parties as lawmakers aim to deliver on projects back home. But Republicans disagree with Biden's focus on environment and the possibility of financing any program with debt after the government borrowed heavily to address the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. Oh, get this. This is Nancy Pelosi on ABC this week, talking about the border crisis. Listen to this and see if your head doesn't explode.
The situation at the border. We've seen a huge surge in migrants crossing the border since January. The number of children in custody higher than its 2019 peak during the Trump administration. Your colleague Veronica Escobar of Texas called the conditions there unacceptable. She was there on Friday. Is she right? What more must be done?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear who you said.
Veronica Escobar, Congresswoman
Veronica
from Texas.
Escobar, our colleague from representing El Paso, and yes, it is. Actually, the facts are these: there are more children, about 700 more children, unaccompanied children.
That's not true. We'll get to that story in a moment.
Over the border, this is a humanitarian challenge to all of us. What the administration has inherited is a broken system at the border, and they are working to correct that.
She just blamed Trump. She blamed Trump for what's going on at the border. My head hurts.
Interest. I'm so pleased that the president, as a temporary measure, has sent FEMA to the border in order to help facilitate the children going from the 72-hour issue into where they are cared for as they are transferred into family homes or homes that are safe for them to be. So this, again, is a transition for what was wrong before to what is right. Of course, we have to also look to Central America and Mexico and the rest. The corruption, the violence, all of that so bad. My most recent trip to the Northern Triangle, that would be Honduras, Guatemala.
Her hand motions drive me insane. However, it is not, he did not inherit a problem. But Joe Biden created a problem because he's a train wreck of an individual. And so are you, Nancy Pelosi. Creep. It's Trump's fault. I can't take it. What else? The border crisis worsens as a new report sheds light on the conditions at an overflowing migrant facility at the U.S. southern border. Minors haven't seen the sunlight in days, have had only one shower in a week, and have to take turns sleeping on the floor because of overcrowding. That's according to lawyers who spoke to children at a detainment center. A lawyer for the National Center for Youth Law interviewed children being detained at the Customs and Border Protection holding facilities in Donna, Texas. As of March 2nd, there were more than 1,800 people being detained at the facility, which is 729% of its capacity. The facility opened last month has been operating over its pandemic capacity for weeks. Some of the boys said the conditions were so overcrowded that they had to take turns sleeping on the floor. They all said they wanted to shower more and were told they couldn't. They were only permitted to shower once in 7 days. That's got to smell great in an overcrowded place. One of them shared that he could only see the sun when he showered because you could see the sun through the window. Children have been denied phone calls to communicate with family members. They were hysterically crying, wanting to talk to their family. That is not Donald Trump. This is Joe Biden. This is Joe Biden's problem. You don't hear them crying about children in cages. This is Joe Biden. And it's 10 times worse than Trump. 729% over capacity. 729% over capacity. That's the humanitarian effort that Joe Biden is putting forward. You got to love that. Why? Well, that's a good question. And why don't we send them home? If they want to make phone calls to their parents, we know where the parents are at. Let's send them home. Yep. Yes, indeed, Donna. A guest appearance on CNN quickly backfired for the network and its left-wing media pundit as both continue facing a credibility crisis. The Washington Post media critic Eric Wemple turned the tables during a Sunday morning appearance on CNN's reliable sources. Watch this. You can see Brian Stetler's face. He's not impressed.
Brian, if I didn't mention CNN's own huge media story here with Chris Cuomo, the anchor at the 9 o'clock hour, who covered Andrew Cuomo and had all these wonderful love-a-thon interviews with him, more than 10 of them. And they suspended the conflict of interest rule for Chris Cuomo for those interviews. Yet all of a sudden they've enforced it again now that Andrew Cuomo is in the midst of an historic scandal in the Albany State House. So I think that is a major black eye for CNN. I will say that you and other people have covered the Cuomo story very aggressively. So I do want to be fair about this, but it is a major black eye for this network.
So going to the Chris Cuomo and Andrew Cuomo not being, we can't cover that because of conflict of interest, but you were during the pandemic allowing them to do their little shtick because he was the love gov, right? And this guy, you saw Brian Stetler's face. He was like very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Nice. You got to love it. You got to love it. Just what. Hold on. There you go. They went public with the steamy allegations against the British royal family. A new report suggests that Markle could use notoriety from her interview with Oprah to springboard into a presidential campaign. Oh my gosh. Meghan Markle wants to be president of the United States. She thinks that she's popular. The Daily Mail reported Sunday that the senior figure in the Labor Party, who the paper described as a veteran of Tony Blair's Downing Street administration with strong links to Washington, said Markle is networking with top Democrats with the aim of building a future presidential campaign and fundraising apparatus. Holy smokes. The source further explained that Markle is looking to run as early as 2024, citing the fact that President Joe Biden will be 82 years old by then. Oh my gosh. This chick has so many issues. Can't take it. I can't take it. She knows she can't be queen at this point. So she has aliens. So now she wants to be president. That's her thing. All right. So from that interview, let me get Oprah up here. If white and non-black people share internet memes related to Oprah Winfrey's interview with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, they're guilty of digital blackface. If you share a meme of Oprah from this interview, you are guilty of digital blackface. That's according to a progressive climate advocacy group. The Slow Factory Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to environmental justice and protecting human rights, made the astonishing claim after memes of Oprah's facial expressions during the interview circulated on social media. In an Instagram post, the Slow Factory Foundation cited digital blackface infractions. Since the Meghan Harry interview on Oprah, we've been seeing a lot of digital blackface infractions with a few of Oprah's reaction gifs and images going viral. But that doesn't mean you should be using them. What? Digital blackface. You can't use a meme of Oprah if you ain't black. That to me smacks of what Joe Biden said. No, nobody else wanted to. Maybe Katie Couric How does that make you feel? But Katie was busy honing her news skills on Jeopardy. But Oprah looking for, the big, I don't know. Did anybody watch that? I didn't watch it. You got it. You got it, Kim. She wants to be Queen of America. I don't know. She wants the limelight. She likes herself a lot. Markle likes herself a lot. She has alienated the entire royal family. Can you imagine what our relationship would be with England after this? If this dumb bimbo gets she's not smart. She's not smart. Is she manipulative? Yeah. But I think she's a psychopath. I think she's a psychopath. She has ruined Harry's life with all this nonsense. She has separated him from his family. That is the sign of a psychopath. We will see. Oprah is dumb. Oprah is dumb. She's a savvy businesswoman, but she's really, I can't take it. I cannot take it. I want to share this with you. The National Guard presence in Washington, D.C. will reportedly end up costing taxpayers more than $500 million thanks to the newly extended orders to keep them from going home at least until May. The Guard's lingering mission, which is extended this week from Friday to May 23rd, will cost another $111 million in addition to the $410 million that's already been spent since they descended on Washington after the January 6th Capitol riot. Now, I will tell you this. They will not be done May 23rd. They'll continue to extend this. They'll continue to extend it into the 2022 election. I promise you. You will not be able to see a DC now without the National Guard. And it is going to cost millions and millions of dollars. And they're going to continue to put them there. And I know they need to go home. Either that or arrest a bunch of those people on Capitol Hill. This is the kind of country that they have reduced us to. That we have to have a National Guard at our Capitol. They can print more money. I know, and they will. And they will. We are in danger of wild inflation. Joe Biden has already, his economic policies are set to put us above the 2% mark. And he is breaking us. We are going to see wild inflation. I don't know. It's a good question. What would make you? I don't know. Look, we've got issues. We've got some very severe problems as we look at our nation. You have a president who hates our nation. He hates our freedom. He hates our Constitution. He wants to inflict more lockdowns. If you don't obey, we're going to have enough vaccines for everybody. If you don't take the vaccine, we're going to have to shut it down. You won't be able to go to work. You won't be able to go to the store. You won't be able to do anything if you don't get the vaccine. So get the vaccine. We're going to have Trump supporters arrested. Why? And I want to know why the same science that said we have to have a 6-foot space is now, well, it's only 3-foot space. Is that because of science? Is that the vaccine? What is that? What is that? Social distancing will now be, well, we'll have data for that. No. It's because you didn't want to seem more conflicting than you are every day when you talk about it. The COVID thing is a control. Is there COVID? Yeah. Is it as bad as they're saying? Nope. I don't report the death numbers anymore because they're ridiculous. They are so overinflated. They lied about the live interview. What? What live interview? What live interview, Elizabeth? You mean the Oprah one? I don't know. And I don't care. It really doesn't make a difference if it was live or not. It doesn't change the fact that these are miserable people. I can't care anything less about Meghan and Harry. I couldn't. I don't care about Joe Biden and Jill Biden. I don't care about their stupid dogs. I don't care about Nancy Pelosi. I do care about the criminal enterprise that is the Democratic Party. They are the mafia. They're the mafia. This is organized crime. You're going to have to give me more. You're going to have to give me more. You talk about Joe Biden answering questions where he said that Cuomo was not, he needs to be investigated. He shouldn't step down. He should be investigated, whatever. Right. Yeah, the royal family is rich wine. I mean, look, and I've kind of held off talking about Meghan and Harry because I don't care. But when she wants to be president, I got a problem. I got an issue. Because she had what every girl dreams of. Every girl dreams of being part of the royal family and being a princess. But it wasn't enough. Yeah. Cuomo won't resign. Mafia. The Democrats are mafia. Now, I've watched enough Sopranos to know that if you get in the way, you got to be whacked. So he may have to step it down. I don't know. Look, we live in bizarro world. We are on the verge of crippling inflation. And the Democrats just want to spend more and more and more. They are overcrowding, and this is cruelty to these children down on the border. What they blame Trump for, they are 100 times more guilty of that. These are not good conditions. They're not sanitary conditions. And nobody's going to do anything. The media won't say anything. And it is going to be very dangerous very soon. All right, kids. Got to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, we won't be on Wednesday, but I will we'll probably do Thursday, and we'll see about Friday. We'll have to check on this. I'm looking at schedules. So, all right. Thank you so much for being here today. God bless you. Stay strong. Don't give up. We'll see you tomorrow.